Let's talk about why prompts are intellectual property. This lesson represents one of the biggest mindset shifts in your certification journey. It's the point where you stop thinking like a casual AI user and begin thinking like a professional. Hobbyists treat prompts like temporary questions. Professionals treat prompts like assets. And that distinction changes everything about how you approach your work. Most people see prompts as disposable. They type something into a chat window, copy the output, and never return to the prompt again. It gets buried in an endless conversation history and eventually disappears. This casual approach treats prompts like throwaway notes rather than valuable tools. But professionals take a very different view. They recognize that prompts are intellectual property, business equity that holds real value. Just like templates, frameworks, or standard operating procedures, prompts become part of the systems that make your work repeatable, efficient, and scalable. Once you adopt this perspective, your entire relationship with prompting shifts. Prompts function as professional assets in several ways. They are problem solvers because a strong prompt reliably solves a specific challenge every time you use it. They are time savers because once a prompt is built, you never have to start from scratch again. They are result generators because well crafted prompts consistently produce high quality outputs. And they are value creators because a well maintained prompt library increases your efficiency, your credibility, and even your market value. This is why organizations and high level professionals treat prompts as assets that deserve to be developed and protected. Many organizations already recognize the value of prompt intellectual property, and they protect it the same way they protect documents, systems, and proprietary frameworks. Sales teams guard their prompt sequences for engagement, objection handling, and closing strategies. Marketing departments protect their content prompts, campaign frameworks, and brand voice templates. Operations teams safeguard workflow prompts, optimization prompts, and process automation structures. In many industries, prompts have already become part of the company's competitive advantage. Professional prompt engineers must be ready to operate in environments where prompt IP is treated as confidential and strategic. Prompt theft is a real issue in the professional community. When someone takes your structured prompt and uses it as their own, they're not just copying text. They're taking your thought process, your refinement, and your intellectual property. Just like proprietary code or design systems, your prompts require protection. Part of your role as a certified prompt engineering professional is learning how to organize your prompts, track how they evolve, and maintain control over your IP. Awareness and documentation are essential steps in safeguarding the assets you create. You are not just writing prompts, you are developing assets. Assets must be cataloged, maintained, improved, and protected. This is where naming, organizing, and versioning your prompts becomes essential. These practices transform casual prompt writing into professional asset management. When you treat prompts with the same discipline as any other business tool, you create systems that strengthen your efficiency and expand your professional value. Many people have what I call a prompt graveyard. These are scattered prompts buried in chats, forgotten threads, and conversations they will never locate again. Professionals build something very different, a prompt portfolio. This portfolio becomes a curated collection of your best prompts, the ones you rely on, refine, and reuse. It becomes an organized, referenceable tool that supports your work long term. To support this transformation, you now have access to your prompt portfolio template inside Google Sheets. This is where your professional assets will live. Your prompt portfolio has a clear structure. At minimum, there should be the following: your prompt name. Give it a clear, memorable title that tells you what it does. Next, define its purpose. Document the problem it solves and when to use it. Assign a category so you can retrieve it quickly when you need it. Track version numbers so you can see how your prompt evolves over time. And always store the full prompt exactly as it should be used. When you follow this structure, your prompts become polished professional assets that serve you throughout your career. The template that we have provided goes into a lot more detail. Feel free to adjust for your needs. Now, let's start building your prompt portfolio. Your task is to create the first 3 entries. Choose 3 prompts you want to preserve or refine. Give each prompt a clear name, define its purpose, assign a category, add your version number, start with version 1.0. Paste in the complete final prompt. Then fill out the remaining documentation fields inside the Google Sheet. Choose prompts with real professional value. These will become the foundation of your personal library of intellectual property. This is the moment where you start thinking like an engineer. Engineers build with intention. They document systematically. They protect their intellectual property. And they continuously improve what they create. This exercise marks a turning point in your certification. You are no longer approaching prompts casually. You are developing assets that increase in value over time. By the end of this certification, your prompt portfolio will be one of the most important tools you own, a growing library of intellectual property that supports your work, strengthens your confidence, and enhances your professional expertise.